There is a particular feeling that creeps up on you a few days into a trip to Korea. It is the slow realization that 100 small things just work better here, and that nobody back home has ever bothered to offer you the same. These are not gadgets you can buy in a shop and take with you. They are ideas, habits woven so deeply into everyday life that locals do not even see them. And yet the West, for all its wealth, somehow still has not adopted a single one. Here are 12 everyday Korean ideas that, once you have lived with them even briefly, quietly make ordinary life everywhere else feel strangely behind. First, the free side dishes. Sit down at almost any Korean restaurant and, before you have ordered a single thing, a row of small plates arrives. Kimchi, seasoned greens, pickled radish, sometimes a dozen of them, all included and all refillable for free. You did not pay extra, and you never will, no matter how many times you ask for more. A simple bowl of stew quietly becomes a spread of 8 or 9 little dishes, turning a cheap lunch into something that feels abundant. The meal simply begins generous, and that generosity is not a special offer or a gimmick. It is just quietly assumed as the baseline of being a guest. Second, the call button on the table. Instead of waving your arm and hoping to catch a passing server's eye, you press a small button built into the table, and someone comes. No awkward staring across the room. No half-standing to flag a waiter. No sitting trapped for 20 minutes trying to ask for the check. You are calmly in control of your own meal, and the staff are not exhausting themselves running laps to guess which of 40 tables needs something right now. Both sides win at once. The diner relaxes, and the server stops guessing, and the whole room runs smoother for it. Third, delivery that finds you anywhere. In Korea, you can order fried chicken to a picnic blanket on the riverbank, to a bench in a park, to a spot that has no proper street address at all, and a rider will simply find you using your phone's location. Good, hot, freshly made food is not chained to sitting indoors at a proper table. On a warm evening, the entire city becomes your dining room, and a patch of grass by the river becomes the best seat in town. Fourth, the country that never really closes. Cafes, restaurants, shops, and services that run straight through the night are normal here, not rare exceptions you have to hunt for. Whatever your schedule, however strange your hours, whenever you find yourself hungry or restless or wide awake at 2 in the morning, somewhere close by is warm, brightly lit, and open for business. Life is not forced to stop just because a clock on the wall insists the day is supposed to be over. Fifth, the jjimjilbang. For roughly the price of a sandwich, you get access to an entire bathhouse and sauna complex that you can stay in for hours, or even sleep in overnight, with hot and cold pools, heated sleeping rooms, snack bars, and quiet corners to rest. It is part spa, part budget hotel, part communal living room, and there is one in nearly every neighborhood. Miss the last train home? You can simply spend the night in warm comfort for a few dollars. There is simply no real Western equivalent, nothing that combines cleanliness, rest, and affordability quite like it under one roof. Sixth, the singing room. Koreans do not wait for a stage, a wedding, or a crowded bar full of strangers to sing. You rent a small private room by the hour, just you and your friends, and you let loose completely with no outside audience watching or judging. It works as a release valve for an entire hard-working society, cheap, joyful, and completely free of embarrassment, and you walk out lighter than you went in, no matter how badly you sang. Seventh, the gaming cafe done properly. In a Korean PC room, you get a genuinely high-end computer, a comfortable ergonomic seat, and hot food and drinks delivered straight to your station while you play. It is built for real comfort over many hours, not a row of grimy, sticky machines in a back room. Even people who own perfectly good computers at home still go, simply because the chairs, the screens, the speed, and the snacks all add up to an experience that is just plainly better. Eighth, the study cafe. Need a quiet, clean, well-lit place to focus hard for a few hours? You rent a desk by the hour, with charging ports, free drinks, soft lighting, and protected silence, all built in. It treats deep concentration as something genuinely worth designing an entire space around, rather than something you scrounge for in a noisy coffee shop. Students cramming for exams and adults chasing a side project use them constantly, and you find them on practically every block. Ninth, the convenience store that actually feeds you. A Korean convenience store is a tiny, well-stocked restaurant in disguise. There is hot water for instant noodles, a microwave, a counter or table to sit at, fresh rice meals, and shelves of food clearly meant to be eaten right there. For a few dollars and a few minutes, at any hour of the day or night, on almost any corner, you can put together a real, warm, surprisingly satisfying meal. Many even have outdoor seating where people gather over a late-night snack and a drink. It quietly erases the gap between a snack and a proper dinner. 10th, transit that behaves as one connected whole. Buses and subways are timed to hand passengers off to each other. You transfer between them for free, and a single tap of one card pays for all of it. Clear real-time screens tell you exactly when the next ride is coming, and apps map the fastest route door to door. Getting around stays cheap, predictable, and almost effortless, even in a dense city of 10 million people where you would expect chaos. 11th, delivery so fast it beats your own memory. Order something online late at night, and it can quietly land on your doorstep before you have even woken up. Korea normalized reliable overnight and same-day delivery years before most of the world, and it works so consistently that people genuinely plan their lives around it. You stop stockpiling and hoarding things in cupboards, because the store is effectively always just a few hours away, sitting in your pocket, ready whenever you need it. 12th, healthcare you can simply walk into. Feeling unwell? You walk into a neighborhood clinic, get seen quickly, often the same day, pay a modest and predictable fee, and then pick up your medicine from a pharmacy on the very same block. There is no weeks-long wait just to be looked at for something simple, and no quiet dread about an enormous bill arriving later. Getting better is treated, sensibly, as something that ought to be quick and accessible rather than a major life event. Step back and look at all 12 at once, and a clear pattern appears. Not one of these ideas required a scientific breakthrough or a vast fortune to build. They all came from a single stubborn question, asked over and over. Why is this harder than it actually needs to be? Free food before you order. A button instead of a desperate wave. A place to nap in the middle of the city. A real meal at any hour. A doctor without the wait. Each one removes a small, specific friction the rest of us simply accepted as the unavoidable cost of living. That is the real Korean idea here, not any single clever invention, but a flat refusal to leave everyday life slightly annoying when it could just as easily be made easy. And the strangest part is how fast it all stops feeling special and starts feeling like the way things obviously should have been the whole time.